Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans will see the return of the NFC Playoffs this Sunday afternoon as the Saints take on the reincarnated Los Angeles Rams in the 2019 NFC Playoff game. This game has a kickoff time set to 3:05 p.m. Eastern, and it will be broadcast on Fox. The Saints are 3.5-point favorites, with the total on the game at 56.5 points. The Saints are also minus 165 moneyline odds, while the Los Angeles Rams are at plus 145. The New Orleans Saints have gone 14-3 straight up, going 10-7 against the spread and 7-10 on the over-under, while the Los Angeles Rams have the same straight up mark, but are 8-7-2 against the spread and 8-1 on the over-under. When New Orleans Saints quarterback Marshon Lattimore took a butterfingered gift right in the breadbasket courtesy of Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver Alshon Jeffrey, the NFC Conference Championship was officially set. The Saints knocked off the Eagles 20-14 in the NFC Divisional Round Sunday afternoon, securing the top spot in the Conference Championship. Saturday night, the Los Angeles Rams unleashed a dominating running attack via Todd Gurley and former Denver Broncos Super Bowl hero C.J. Anderson to run the Dallas Cowboys off the field at the LA Coliseum to the tune of 30-22 in a victory that never really seemed close. While both these teams finished with identical regular season records, the Saints beat the Rams 45-35 back on November 4th, and that head-to-head victory secured them home field advantage in the NFC Playoffs. This is the third official meeting between Sean McVay and Sean Payton as head coaches. They are 1-1. Last season, McVay's Rams beat the Saints 26-20 in the Coliseum, and this season the Saints already beat the Rams once in the Superdome. The Saints and Rams go back a long way and were both in the NFC West from 1970 to 2001, meeting twice a season over that span, with the Rams leading the all-time series 41-34. In spite of that shared history, these two teams have met in the playoffs only once, back in 2000 when the Saints came marching in 31-28 thanks to a muffed punt by the Rams. The Rams came in hot, winning their last 3 games in convincing fashion, but only one of those teams, the Dallas Cowboys, had a winning record. Los Angeles added C.J. Anderson to the team right before this streak started and have unleashed an entirely new look to their rush. They do, however, have the same formations the Rams normally use that put up a ton of yardage on the Saints just 2 months ago. So now New Orleans will have to factor that into their defensive plan. As good as Drew Brees has been this year, he's not put up the yardage numbers that he usually does, but he hasn't had to. The Saints boast their own two-headed rushing attack with Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram, and while the Rams have an elite set of receivers, the biggest matchup issue will be New Orleans' Michael Thomas, whose size and speed are a problem for any defense. There's no question the Saints have a huge home field advantage in the Superdome. They're an elite offense, and Brees has already secured his spot in the NFL Hall of Fame regardless of what happens this Sunday afternoon. Defensively, they're good enough to win it all. You could, of course, say that about all the Final Four teams, even the much maligned Kansas City Chiefs. Regardless of how much you like the Saints, there's no reason to believe that this one won't be a nail-biter and go down to the wire. The line could even drop to minus 2.5 before kickoff. So our pick and prediction will be for the Rams plus the 3.5 points. The smart bet on this game is the LA Rams at plus 3.5. If you make your smart bet with BetDSI.com today, Get More Sports fans will double their money with a 100% deposit bonus. That means your $50 deposit and bet today at BetDSI.com could return you a total of $200. And that's the smart bet for this 2019 NFC Playoff matchup. Don't forget to visit GetMoreSports.com for more smart bets and how to make the most of the fun and excitement of betting the NFL playoffs. Also check in at GetMoreSports.com daily to stay on top of the line movements and to get our expert pick and predictions for all NFL divisional playoff games.